So beware, if you see a King Kong game, don't buy. You're gonna scream looking at your wallet like, I spent $30 for that. Oh my god. Don't. I told you about my favorite game of 2023, and now we're gonna move to the bottom of the basket. One of the worst game of 2023, yes. Gollum is having a friend, a big monkey friend. Skull Island Rise of Kong is being completely roasted on internet, and I even didn't knew about this game before we started talking just before the show, and I saw a few videos, and I just can't believe that this has been released. It's this kind of studio who were able to get their hand on a famous license and thought, yeah, because it's King Kong, it's gonna sell. Yeah, maybe now that doesn't work like this anymore. I don't think people just, it's only $35 already on discount on Steam. And I think it was released today, right? So it's already on discount. So it tells you a lot of things. But it's ugly. It's terribly ugly. Some people say that the King Kong game from PlayStation 2 were actually looking better than that. Since I didn't play it, I can't tell you, but I can tell you that from here, I'm like, this game is on all platform, PS5 included. Ouch! That really hurts. I saw a bit of the gameplay. I thought it was a joke. It's really like Elden Ring is shaking in its boots because it's terrible. Very few enemies or same enemies with different colors. The environment is terrible. The gameplay is terrible. The music is just something going on a loop. The kind of music which makes you go crazy on a loop. Wow, how can you release this kind of game and expect people to buy it? Especially when just before I said that we had a saturation of good game over the summer, and it's gonna continue until the end of the year. And you have free games with free, very good games on the Game Pass, and then you have this. You're a developer, you do game for a living. Do you think you're gonna scam people just because it's called King Kong? Is it what you thought? Yeah, it's King Kong. No, it's gonna sell. 100% not.
I think probably what happened was is it's a new studio. I haven't heard of them. I'm going to assume they're a new studio. I'm thinking they probably thought, hey, let's make something. Probably one of their first, or either their first or one of their first forays out into game development. And a lot of times when this is your first time, you're like, wow, look at all this stuff we can do. And maybe it doesn't hold up to the standards of AAA devs. But, I would say it was probably one of those things where maybe they bit off more than they can chew, or they thought they were capable of more than they actually were and overestimated themselves. And this was a great
Sell
IP.
it
Yeah,
$5.
let's do it. That would be my assumption.
Yeah, but then at this time, just sell it for $7 just so that people can buy it and laugh at it, not buy it, do refund it, and then put crappy reviews everywhere.
Oh, and there are definitely games that do that. There's a guy, he's here in Taiwan, and his game is actually, if you play Dusk Divers and you look up, you can see the advertisement for his game on one of the screens. But the game is, it's a game like Street Fighter. It's a fighting game, but they're all memes. So it's like Long Cat, and this is the same guy who did, I think, God Fighter. So you can be like Jesus or Buddha, and it's like a fighting game where you can fight as like all these like actual real world religious figures. And those games are 100% joke games. I think it's one guy who does it, and then or maybe it's a small team, and then they release these games, and they're pretty cheap. But I think those guys are really aware of the fact that we're making a meme game. This is not intended to be a full experience. If you're a new developer, you might be thinking, I would say in this case, probably the intention wasn't to make a crappy game for streaming. The intention was to make a legitimate game. And again, like they just thought that they had a better product than they did, or they thought they were going to be able to provide a better product than they were. And yeah, and then so the intention was it for it to be a real game, and then it comes out and it's like, nope, that's not what it is. Sorry. But the pricing and all that was already in place. That's my assumption.
So beware, if you see a King Kong game, don't buy. You're gonna scream looking at your wallet like, I spent $30 for that. Oh my god. Don't. I'm usually for supporting the developers and everything. Sea of Star developer, I will put banners everywhere for them. You did a great job, guys. Fantastic. You guys with King Kong, okay, if it's your first game, you get a free pass. That's it. Next game, you can't do worse anyway, but you better raise your game because you don't get a second chance in this world.